بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. I am Mr. Sabri Nemo. We will study the physics subject together بإذن الله. Okay, the first session in our curriculum, we will talk about the meaning of physical measurement. What is the meaning of physical measurement? Okay, let's talk. What is the meaning of measurement process? If I want to measure the length of this table, for example, we can use ruler to measure the length. Maybe if it's a small table, we can use ruler to measure the length of this table. If I have large table, so we can use meter tape. We can use ruler or meter tape. Okay, so I wanted to measure the length of this table equal after finish the measurement process. It equal 3 meters, for example. Okay, now what will happen? We need to measure the length of this table. So what is the meaning of measurement process? It is the process comparing between a known quantity, the length is a known quantity, and another quantity of its kind. Why? If I wanted to measure the length of the table, I will say it is equal 3 meters, 3 centimeters, for example. I can say it equal 3 kilograms, 3 seconds, and so on. So I use a measuring unit has the same kind of physical quantity is a length, which is a length. Okay, so what is the meaning of measurement process? It is comparing between a known quantity and another quantity of its kind to find out how many times the first includes the second, to find out how many the length includes the meter اللي هي تعتبر 3 meter. Okay, so now again, what is the meaning of measurement process? It is the process of comparing a known quantity and another quantity of its kind. What is the meaning of its kind? It talk about the unit. It's a kind, so I have the same kind of unit. Okay, if I measure the length, it's the unit meter. If I measure the mass, the unit kilogram, time, second, and so on. Why? To find out, to know how many times the first includes the second. Okay, when I make a measurement process, I use 3 concepts now. Number 1, physical quantity. Physical quantity here, it is length. Number 2, measuring tools. I use tools to measure the length. Number 3, measuring unit. So what are the key elements of measurement process? Let's know what are the key elements of measurement process. Number 1, physical quantity. Number 2, measuring tools. Number 3, measuring unit. Okay, we will talk about each one separately. Number 1, physical quantity. We have 2 types of physical quantity. No. Firstly, what is the meaning of physical quantity, miss? Physical quantity is any quantity can be measured. Again, what is the meaning of physical quantities? Physical quantity, any quantity can be measured. So mass is physical quantity, yeah. Length is physical quantity, yeah. Love, hate, no, it is emotion. I can't measure the love, I can't measure the hate, so it is not physical quantity. So what is the meaning of physical quantity? It is any quantity can be measured. Okay, now what are the types of physical quantity? What are the types of physical quantity? We have 2 types. Number 1, fundamental. Number 2, derived. Number 1, fundamental. Number 2, derived. What are the difference between them? Fundamental quantity is physical quantity cannot be defined in terms of or by another physical quantity. Again, it is cannot be defined in terms of another physical quantity. It doesn't need another physical quantity to describe it. Okay, so fundamental physical quantities, they are physical quantities that cannot be defined in terms of the other physical quantity. What about derived? It is opposite. They are physical quantity can be defined in terms of the fundamental of physical quantity. It depends on another physical quantity. Okay, so now can you give me an example for fundamental quantity and derived quantity? Of course, fundamental physical quantity such as mass, length, and time. Yeah, mass, length, and time. You have to know the 3 fundamental physical quantities now. It is length, mass, and what time. It depends on another quantity? No, length doesn't depend on another physical quantity, or we can say cannot be defined in terms of another physical quantity. Mass, it is physical quantity because it cannot be defined in terms of another physical quantity, or we can say it doesn't depend on another physical quantity. What about drive? Drive the quantity, it is the physical quantity can be defined in terms of another fundamental physical quantity, such as what? Speed, volume, and acceleration, and force, and so on. Any derived quantity, any quantity depends on another physical quantity, it is derived quantity. Okay, volume equal what? Equal length, time width, time height. So it depends on another fundamental quantity. It is length, depend on length. Speed equal what? Equal displacement over time. So it depends on displacement, length, and time. Okay, acceleration equal what? Equal velocity over time. It depends on speed or velocity and depends on what? Time. So it is all of this is called what? Derived physical quantity. So again, what is the meaning of measurement process? It is comparing between two quantities, a known quantity and another quantity. It's the kind to find out how many times the first includes the second. Okay, it depends on what, or the key element of the measurement is what? Number one, physical quantity. Number two, measuring tools. Number three, measuring unit. Firstly, we'll talk about the physical quantity. What is the meaning of physical quantity? It is any quantity can be measured. Any quantity can be measured. What are the types of physical quantity? We have two types. Number one, fundamental physical quantity. Number two, derived physical quantity. What are the difference between them? Fundamental cannot be defined in terms of another physical quantity, while derived can be defined in terms of another fundamental physical quantity. Give me an example for physical quantity, fundamental, length, mass, and time. Give me an example for derived, volume, speed, and acceleration. Okay, now we'll talk about the measuring tools. Oh yeah, we need many tools to measure the length. We need many tools to measure the mass. We need many tools to measure the times and so on. Okay, what are the measuring tools used to measure the length? We have four tools. Number one, meter tape. All of us know the meter tape. Number two, ruler. I think both of them is the common measuring tools to measure the length. What about vernier caliper? Strange. Yeah, of course. Okay, vernier caliper, it is a measuring tools used to measure the very small lengths, very, very small lengths. Again, vernier caliper used to measure the very small lengths. What about micrometer? Micrometer also used to measure the very small lengths. So we have two measuring tools used to measure the very smallest. Number one, vernier caliper. Number two, micrometer. Okay, what are the tools used to measure the length? Number one, meter tape. Number two, ruler. Number three, vernier caliper. Number four, micrometer. What about mass? What are the measuring tools used to measure the mass? We have Roman scale. Not common. What is the meaning of Roman scale? Roman scale used to measure the very large mass, very large mass. Okay, so we can use Roman scale to measure the very large mass, reach to 1,000 tons, for example. It can measure the 1,000 tons. Okay, so the first tools used to measure the mass is the Roman scale. What about another one? Analog scale. What is the meaning of analog scale? Any scales have pointer, it's called analog. Any scale have pointer or has pointer, it's called analog scale. Okay, so number one, Roman scale. Number two, analog scale. What about beam balance? It's common. All of us know the meaning or the shape or the format of beam balance. Okay, used to measure the mass? Of course, it is used to measure the mass. Digital balance, it is a balance make with number. Any balance, any tool use the number to measure the quantity, it's called digital. It's called what? Digital. Okay, now we know four tools used to measure the length and know four tools used to measure the mass. Okay, what are the tools used to measure the length? Can you remember? Yeah, of course. Number one, meter tape. Number 2, ruler. Number 3, vernier caliper. Number 4, micrometer. What about mass? Roman scale, analog scale, beam balance, and digital balance. Okay. Now we'll talk about the measuring tools used to measure the time. Okay. What are the tools used to measure the time? We have 4 tools also. Stopwatch, all of us know stopwatch. Clock, all of us have a clock. Digital watch, any tools used the number to measure, it called digital. What about hourglass? It's not common, but we know us. Sorry, we can know this. Okay, hourglass, it used to measure the time by sand, maybe move from up to down. Okay, it take 1 hour, so it called what? Hourglass. Okay, so we have 4 tools to measure the time also: hourglass, stopwatch, clock, and digital watch. Okay, we talked about the physical quantity and talked about the measuring tools. We need to talk about the measuring units. We have 4 systems for measuring unit. Number 1, French system or Gaussian system. Number 2, British system. Number 3, metric system. Number 4, international system. And we use this system till now. Okay, firstly, we need to talk about the first 3 types. Okay, number 1, French system, British system, metric system. Okay, the measuring unit of length in French system is centimeter. The measuring unit of mass in French system is gram. The measuring unit of time in French system is second. So in French system, we can know now centimeter, the measuring unit of length in French system. Gram is the measuring unit of mass. Second is the measuring unit of time. Okay, centimeter start with C letter. Gram start with G letter. Second start with S letter. So the French system can call SGS system. Okay, what about British system? British system used many units, different units. It's not common, I think. Why? The measuring unit of length in British system is foot. The measuring unit of mass in British system is pound. The measuring unit of time in British system is second. I think you listen about the food in a frigidaire. For example, my frigidaire, its length is 14 feet, sorry. So I think you can listen about it. I'll hear about it. Okay, so again, what is the measuring unit of length in British system foot? What is the measuring unit of mass in British system pound? The measuring unit of time in British system is second. And also the first letter in food F, first letter in pound P, first letter in second is S. So it called FBS system. What about metric system? All of us know the metric system. Length meter, mass kilogram, time is second. What do you observe in time? All system use seconds to measure the time. All system, yeah. All system, yeah. Until international system. Even international system used 2 seconds to measure the time. Okay, so we talked about the French system, British system, and the metric system. I need to talk about the international system. Okay, international system can measure length, mass, and time. Of course, we know length meter, mass kilogram, time second. It's similar to which system? I think, of course, yes, excellent. It's similar to metric system. The measuring unit of length is meter, measuring unit of mass kilogram, measuring unit of time is second. What about electric current intensity? We studied it in third prep, I think. Electric current intensity, its unit is ampere and denoted by A capital. Absolute temperature is its measuring unit is Kelvin, denoted by K. Amount of material, mole. Luminous intensity, candela. Angle measure, radian. Solid angle measure is radian. Again. So what is the measuring unit of length is meter. The measurement of mass kilogram. The measurement of time is second. The measuring unit of electric current intensity, ampere. Absolute temperature, Kelvin. Amount of material, mole. Luminous intensity, candela, light candle. Okay, angle measure radian, solid angle measure stridian. What is the difference between angle measure and solid angle measure? Oh, yeah, we need to know the difference between them. If I have a triangle, for example, okay, I wanted to measure this angle, maybe theta, okay, I can use protractor and the angle of this triangle equal 30 degree. This angle is called angle measure. Angle what? Angle measure. What about solid angle? Solid angles that mean something such as 3D angle. If I have cone, like cone with chocolate, if you like it, okay, this angle in the cone is called what? Called the solid angle measurement. Again, say is angle is called what? Solid angle measurement. Okay, its unit is what? Is radian. Okay, let's make sure you can understand the difference between them. Yeah, okay, it's matching. What is the measurement? What is the measuring unit of length? Maybe ampere? No, radian, no, kilogram, no. Oh, yeah, meter. So we can say now, sorry, we can see the measuring unit of length is meter. What about mass? Of course, kilogram. Where is kilogram? Yeah, here. Okay. The measuring unit of mass is kilogram. Time. Yeah, all systems say the measuring unit of time is second. Okay, what about electric current intensity? Yes, miss, we studied in third prep. It's ampere. Yeah, excellent, bravo. Okay, electric current intensity is ampere. Absolute temperature, yeah, Kelvin. Okay, like Celsius. Okay, it is international system is Kelvin. Amount of material, yes, miss, we studied in chemistry. Okay, it is mole. Thank you. Luminous intensity, luminous, yeah, candela, light, yeah, okay, excellent. Oh, what about angle measure and solid angle measure? Angle measure, oh, yes, radian is in easy angle. What about solid angle measure like Kimokono? It is radian. Excellent, guys, bravo. So now we know the difference between the measuring unit in each physical quantity. What physical quantity? Yeah, what is the meaning of physical quantity? Can you remember the definition of physical quantity? Yes, miss, of course. It is any quantity can be measured. Okay, it's easy. Okay, bravo. Okay, so now we studied the three concepts of measurement process. Number one, what is the meaning of physical quantity? Number two, what is the meaning of measuring tools? Number three, the meaning of the measuring unit. Okay, we will continue in the next session. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.